The problems associated with suicide are much bigger than we may realize. Students passing by the diagonal in the center of Dixie State campus were given an eye-opening view of the 1,300 pinwheels and 300 backpacks laid out across the ground.
At first, it kind of made me feel a little sad about all the pinwheels and realizing how much of a problem that it could turn out to be.
Each pinwheel signifies a student who seriously considered dying by suicide at DSU in the past year, and the 300 backpacks represent the number of DSU students who actually attempted to take their own life in that same time frame.
So we've seen in the last 20 years, suicide had been the 5th or 6th leading cause of death. It's now the 2nd leading cause of death for adolescents ranging from 14 through 20, so in our age demographic. So it has become an increasing issue. There's a variety of factors that can lend itself to that. Particularly, we're concerned about the effects of prolonged pandemic and how that's affected people's mental health. We're concerned about people not feeling connected. We're concerned about people not feeling particularly like they can access services or support. And obviously, there's still stigma that is attached to a lot of mental health concerns.
The DSU Booth Wellness Center is hosting this annual Suicide Prevention Week in hopes of breaking the stigma and creating more awareness of hope to those who may feel alone.
Because that mental health is everyone's responsibility, and we want our campus and our community members here to be involved and engaged and know how to intervene and support those who might be experiencing a mental health crisis or in need of support.
It was incredibly sad that there's that many people out there, and you wouldn't even know it without seeing this representation, but I'm just glad that we're bringing awareness to it, and being able to see it on campus is really empowering.
I had a few friends actually in high school commit suicide, and so seeing this is very emotional for me. Just knowing that there are a lot of people who have attempted and a lot of people that think about it.
A Tree of Hope sends handwritten messages to those who may be struggling, letting them know that it will get better.
And the messages you see here and your viewers will see, they come from suicide survivors, they've come from people who've lost people to suicide, or they themselves have contemplated. You'd be hard-pressed to find somebody who's not been personally affected by either mental illness or suicide.
Positive messages were also chalked onto sidewalks and left on the backpacks, hoping to catch the eyes of those who need it the most. These students from Spain seemed shocked by the high number of attempts and thoughts that these pinwheels and backpacks represent.
So we don't know people that have thought about attempting suicide or actually attempted suicide. So I don't think it's that much of a big problem back home, or maybe they don't give it that importance.
I just think it's so sad.
Education is key to reaching out to those who are suffering in silence.
Just something seems wrong about somebody, if they're alone or just something seems down about them, it's just always helpful to support them, whether you know them or not, and just kind of change how they're feeling.
Just talking about it with everybody, and your friends and your family discussing why their feelings and validating those feelings and not making them feel alone about them. I think that alone helps, and that there's so many things that we can do like this to tell other people that we're listening.
Most people who are suicidal, they don't want to die. They want support, they want people to know, they want help. They don't know how to ask for help, or they feel like they're burdening other people with that. So just the act of reaching out is suicide prevention.
If you or someone you know needs help, the DSU Booth Wellness Center is offering that help and hope.
People can get better and do get better with appropriate treatment, and every one of us is responsible, not only for our own mental health, but that of our people around us.
Dixie State is hoping that by sharing messages of hope, they can prevent many of these thoughts and attempts from ever happening. From Dixie State University, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.